on this week's edition of Jaguar TV.
Students in Advanced Welding and A&R 2 were able to work on repairing the greenhouse after the storm back in May. Students in Agriculture and Natural Resources 1 worked on repotting the planters outside.
Your freshman students of the month are Alexis Jones and Lex Freeman. Your sophomore students of the month are Tyler Herring and Kelly Holmes. Junior students of the month are Annabelle Connolly and Jakevia Smith. Your senior students of the month are Margaret Jones and Rashawn Jackson. Teacher of the month is Miss Kimberly Bean. And the employee of the month is Miss Katie Young. Congratulations to everyone. Welcome into this week's edition of Jag Talk. I'm your host, Ty Goldman, and I'm here with our defensive coordinator, Coach McCullough. Coach, how's your day going?
Been doing good.
That's good. That's good. So we'll get into the Park Lane game first. Early on in the ball game in the first quarter, we had some trouble. We just got pushed around a little bit, and then they had two scores early in the, like I said, in the first quarter.
Yeah.
And then that changed though, and we didn't allow any points for the remainder of the football game. And so we played really tough football, really gritty football. I just wanted to really get into that, the gritness and toughness. What kind of mindset do you install into your defense's mind, or instill into your defense's mind, the players on your defense, to be able to really be able to play with such relentless effort and toughness?
I mean, it's the guys, that's kind of like their attitude, and we just try to feed it to them. Play hard, play aggressive. Doesn't matter if you make a mistake, just go wide open, and as long as we're giving effort and going wide open, we can make up for mistakes. And what happened, in that first quarter was just kind of, we started the game slow. We knew they had a good passing game, and I think our linebackers were we got a lot of young linebackers playing, and I think we got so caught up in don't let them beat us throwing the ball that we didn't make our reads, and we didn't fit our runs, and that's mainly what happened that first quarter. And once they settled down and just played football, I mean, it all changed.
So, like I said, we did some good things, right? After that first quarter, we did some really good things. What really stood out to you as kind of the best thing that really the defense did?
The running game. I mean, the first two series we gave up 2 scores, and we gave up 101 yards rushing in those 2 series. After that, we gave up 53 yards. So that was the huge difference. I mean, we shut them down. They couldn't move the ball real well on the ground, and we was causing problems in the passing game. We had O'Neal had an interception. We knocked a couple of passes down. So, I mean, basically we controlled it after the first 2 series, but it was just getting to that point. We started slow, and that's we kind of gave up those 2 touchdowns, it would have been almost a perfect game.
And then with positives come some negatives, right?
Yeah.
So kind of get into what you saw Friday night that really you think your defense can improve on.
We still got to grow up. We're relying real heavily on our defensive line. That's the guys that kind of last year they kind of took control, and they've been playing together for going on 2 years now. The linebackers are a real young group. Jakevius is the only one that's got any experience actually playing varsity ball. So I mean, basically we're having to hurry those linebackers up to hurry up and catch up, and they're coming along. And I saw a big improvement from the jamboree to the first game to now. Even though we made our mistakes early, they're learning from them. So I was just impressed with the effort. I mean, they never gave up. They could have put their heads down after that second score, and they didn't. We came in, we made some adjustments, and after that, they played ball. And I mean, that's all you can ask of them.
So you talked about Jakevius, right, being an experienced guy, and he's really come along. And he's had a good year this year so far.
Mm-hmm.
He had, I believe it was 8 solo tackles, and then he had 10 total. And I thought he did a really good job just breaking down and be able to make tackles. And he was there, it seemed like, almost every play. Can you speak to kind of the success that he had and that he's had over his career, and especially this season, and the work that he's put in to have that success?
He works all the time. I mean, he's in the weight room, doesn't matter what we're doing. I mean, he's going to go all out. He's going to, if we're on the practice field, whatever drill we're doing, he's going wide open all the time. He doesn't take any time off, and he's playing both ways too. So he's running the football and he's coming over there playing defense, and we try to give him breaks as we can. But he's become a real big part. He's grown up a lot in a year, and we're expecting big things from him.
Yeah. And before we get out, right, we're going to talk about Ridgeland, our opponent this week. They are 0-2 on the year. They lost last week to Florence, and then they lost Harrison Central to begin the year. A team that runs the wing tee, which is just it's a heavy run formation,
Oh, yeah.
Really heavy run formation, old school formation. What are you going to try and do this week in preparing your team to try and stop that wing tee?
The biggest thing with playing double wing or wing tee or any version of that is those guys, they follow the blocking rules. And the hardest part is we don't run that kind of offense. So, I mean, we're used to more spread formations. Trying to show it to them live is the problem. So we're having to watch more film than normal and try to prepare the guys for this is what you're going to see. We try to show it best we can in practice, but, our linemen aren't used to doing that blocking scheme, so it's kind of difficult. So it's kind of like in practice goes a little bit longer because you're having to show the offense how to do it, plus show the defense what's fixing to take place. And the main thing with it is keys. And, linebackers got to read their run keys. And if we do that, we can have success. Our defensive line's got to get off blocks and try to make plays in the backfield. But, I mean, it's a tough offense to face because we don't see it much. But this year, it just so happens we're going to face about 3 in a row. So hopefully this one sets us up for the next couple of games.
Hopefully so. Coach, I appreciate the interview. Jags, come and watch your football Jags take on Ridgeland Friday night. We're now with senior runner Colin Richardson for cross country. Colin, how's your day going?
It's going pretty good, Si. We got our first home game tonight. That's why I'm rocking the pink.
Repping
But it's
it for the pep
It's
rally?
going pretty good. Friday, we got a long weekend. How's your day going?
It's going good. I appreciate you asking that. So we'll get into the interview here. How do you feel your season's gone so far?
Well, we only had one race so far, so it's short into the season. My first race probably didn't go how I wanted it to go. I started off like the way I started off last year, which obviously I wanted to start off a little bit faster, but I think that's just because of the heat, and we haven't been able to practice a lot as a team together. So, but I've been putting in the work, individually. So I think as the season goes on, I'm gonna start getting some good results.
So you talk about the heat. How has that heat really played into y'all's practice schedule? How's that really affected y'all? If you could get more into that.
Yeah, well, I thought it was going to be a lot worse just because, new rule. I thought, we might not be able to practice at all outside. But during the summer, we practiced in the morning, so it wasn't as hot. But there's like 1 week this school year where we haven't been able to go outside at all. So practices have been canceled. But I've been running at night. So really the heat hasn't affected me too bad, except for just those brutal 110-degree workouts in the afternoon. That's probably the worst part.
Gotcha. So while you have been able to practice,
Mhm.
what have you think you've improved on the most?
Yeah, something that I've been trying to prioritize this year has been my speed work, because, you know, I can run 10, 12 miles, but that's not going to help me get faster, right?
Yeah.
So it's really these sprint workouts that, you know, intentionally 400 meter, 800 meter, 1600 meters, to try to intentionally go as fast as possible. That's really how you get faster and build more stamina in the long run.
Well, Colin, thank you for the interview. Jaguars, thank you again for watching this week's edition of Jag Talk.